Hello everybody, it is Nicole from iiKiui, and today I have another Mermaid Monday video. I hope you all are enjoying this series so far, although there was only one other video, but there will be more in the future. So the program that I'm using is Clip Studio Paint, and as you can see, I start off with a very rough sketch and start moving into details. Usually I just do a body shape and the S-curve or the movement, line of action, whatever you want to call it, just so I can get the overall flow. Then I move into more detailed things such as the face, the hair, the details, etc. And I try to refine as much as possible, especially when it comes to hands, because when it comes to line art, I don't really want to question where these things will go. Sometimes I can wing it, but usually I want to have a pretty clear idea of what I want when I do it. So we sped by line art pretty quickly, just because I did refine most of the rough sketch, so the line art's just tracing it and making it look cleaner. If you guys want to see more of that, just let me know and then I can extend that part instead in future videos. And now we jump into base coloring, and I speed by this pretty quickly as well, just because it is literally coloring in the lines. And then I just start putting down random colors to figure out what kind of color scheme I want to go for. And this is usually the toughest part for me because I never have a clear vision in mind. And then we go into colored line art, and this part goes by pretty quickly as well just because it is also something that's kind of repetitive. I'm just coloring the line art specific to whatever part it matches with, if that makes sense. Like the hair is orange and she has a burnt terracotta color for the outline. This is something that I tried in the past but ended up not using it. I'm not sure why, but now that I've gone back to it, I really like it, so I'm gonna kind of stick to it, especially when it comes to digital speed paints. It is a little bit more difficult to do traditionally just because you need the different color pens and then the overlaps and such you have to think about ahead of time. But for this, I just clip on another layer to the line art and then start coloring it. So I go a little bit more into shading just because I think that's a little bit more interesting than all the other stuff like the base color and the line art. I believe, in my opinion, the rough sketch and the shading are the most interesting just because it makes the character come to life. I especially like shading hair and showing you guys how I do it so that maybe you guys get a sense of how I shade hair, because I know when I was learning it was one of the more difficult things to get a grasp on. I do still kind of struggle with it because I kind of just wing it mostly all the time. I just see what looks okay, and usually in my line art I make sure there's these creases that I can work off of because it makes it a little bit easier to do the hair shading. I've also been taking advantage of using gradients when it comes to shading the hair or anything, just because it adds a little bit more depth to it than a flat color. For the backgrounds in all of the mermaids, I kind of just went with the same thing, so it's nothing too exciting, just some mint green thrown on the back in a gradient and add some sparkles and effects from the program itself. So that about concludes this Mermaid Monday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember, the full image is on Instagram and is linked down below. You don't need an account to see it, so it will be there. There's also a link to the playlist of Mermaid Monday videos if you guys are interested in seeing more videos like this. So with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Keep drawing, keep painting, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!